L! L! Help me, L! 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 Help me! Where's L? Where is she? Where is he? We have a Demogorgon! Like the biggest fucking Demogorgon ever! The skit has ended. Moving on to set review. We're doing the multicolored today, guys. It's going to be pretty short, I have to say. One of our shortest ones. So if you enjoy that kind of funniciosity, because that's a word, then definitely stay tuned. We're going to be doing rankings 5 down to 0. Instead of our A through F. And if you want a definition or like explanation of all those things, we also posted another video to explain it. Otherwise, there's going to be a key map up in the top right hand corner area when the movie starts. And then, yeah, just sit back, relax, go in peace, brah. And yeah, like, follow, subscribe.
Multicolor!
And cut.
Slight pause. Multicolor!
Yay! Look at all the pretty gold cards.
It's so beautiful.
Almost all of these have like the effect and foil.
Oh, they do. It's
Almost
sweet.
all of them.
Alright, so we got Empyrion Eagle, the blue-white flyer of the set. The one of the best flyers, I think.
Oh yeah.
I
I like this card a lot.
The Bird Spirit Lord. It's pretty awesome. I gave it a 3.5.
I also gave this card a 3.5. This is like your main payoff for being blue-white flyers. And
Very
it
much
itself,
so.
just as a 3-mana 2/3 flyer, is a pretty good rate already. So even if this is your only flyer, it's like pretty alright. And if you have any other flyers, it's great.
Hard to beat it.
3.5 for that guy.
Corpse Knight.
Corpse Knight.
Fat guy on a horse.
Corpse Knight also gets 3.5 for me.
Damn, I put him as a 2.5. Mainly because black-white is mainly just like life gain, and I don't feel like the life loss does help, but it's just a 2/2.
This card's gonna do so much damage over the course of the game if they don't kill it.
Yeah, but it still gets hit by like, shock, disfigure.
Yeah, so does every other 2-drop.
Exactly.
What more do you want from a 2-drop than this?
To have more than 2 toughness?
Yeah, you don't usually get that except at rare. You can't have 2 power and 3 toughness at uncommon.
Okay. Well, I still don't think that he's like getting up to be like super awesome, but we can do the difference.
Pick him at 3 because he's a gold card, but his power level I think is solid 3.5. He's just gonna do so much damage, especially when you have like every raise the alarm is gonna be great.
That's true.
It's so much damage.
So it's 3 overall.
Oh, you're gonna average it? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
3 for Corpse Knight. That's where you should pick it, basically. Tonebound Lich.
Tonebound Lich.
Also another very solid gold card.
I think this is my favorite. I guess for constructed, but
I don't think it's the best one.
I really like this
kind
card.
of my favorite because the cards.
This is a 3-drop to do.
The cards.
If you ever want to ask me that question, this is what I wanted to do. Death Touch, Lifelink.
3-drop to do.
1/3.
So it's a 1/3 Death Touch Lifelink. So because it's Death Touch, it's good against the like green decks. Lifelink makes it good against like the go wide decks. And because of Death Touch, they don't want to block it. And if they don't block it, you get to loot.
Looting!
And even better is when you play it, you still get to loot just for playing it.
Yup.
Thanks for playing. Here's a loot.
So I put it as a 3 only because the colors are a little bit restrictive. And I don't think it goes into like the natural color sets that
I'm still giving this the 3.5.
I'm fine with pushing it up to a 3.5.
Maybe I have a leak, but
3.5.
I want to play that card.
Lightning Storm Cannon. This guy's a fast guy. He's a flyer, but the color combination's kind of weak.
He's also an elemental.
The color combination's still kind of weak.
But his stats are so good.
2.5.
I said 3.5. This card on turn 2 is just so good. And it's an elemental.
I don't want to go higher than 2.5.
You're just such an elemental hater.
I am.
Just wait till we get to the payoffs. They're coming. They're coming.
We're like more than halfway through.
We've seen some of them, but the better ones are coming, okay? 3. Fine. You can have a 3. I mean, it's a gold card. You can pick it at a 3.
So then we have Siegebreaker.
It's hard to first pick gold cards in general, chat, because a lot of times you're not going to play them, but sometimes they're just so powerful that if they're the best card in the pack, you should still take them. Most of the time. Ogre Siegebreaker. Man, we've had some fun with this card.
This card's been pretty sweet.
I like this card.
I think in the right deck that he's definitely going to be way higher than a 3, like potentially up to a 4, but for right now I just rated him as a 3, just as an overall.
I'm averaging him at a 4.5. I think.
What?
Oh, sorry, 3.5.
Oh.
4.5, that's too much, even for this guy. But he does so much work in black-red. He's great with the mask. He's great with Heart Piercer Bow. We got that combo. That was so good. That was so good. We splashed him in our blue-red deck, and we used our weaponsmith to find the bow, and then our opponent conceded once they realized what was about to happen to them.
Yep. Which was not gonna be
3.5 for the Siegebreaker.
Able to be said on live TV. 3.5. Molar Vine Reclamation. This card was kind of hard for me to establish because it's such a high mana cost that such late in the game that it doesn't really work out.
That's so powerful.
But on the other side, if you do play it and then swing, your opponent's very incentivized not to block anything or kill any of your stuff. So I have it as a 2.
I had it as 3.5 initially. I had a lot of these gold uncommons at 3.5. I think the power level is there, but it's also kind of a 5 mana do nothing. And I think the Flyers deck is going to be very real, and if you don't have a blocker for the Flyers deck, you can't just slam this.
Yeah, no, you can't. And like you said earlier, like who wants to be black?
I think the format's going to be kind of slow and grindy, and I think you play this in your high creature decks, like 17, 16 creatures, and it's going to be great, especially with tokens. This triggers on tokens too, so that makes it even better. And the 1 life helps you stay alive while you're drawing all these cards. So I like it at a 3.
Alright. So we'll
I've
do
played with
2.
it already, and it was very good.
So we can do 2.5, but I can see your rationale that it could be up to 3.
I would probably pick it at like 2.5 because it's a gold card.
Creepering Trailblazer.
Oh yeah.
So this is one of the, I think,
This guy
best
is nice
premiums that you get for going elementals, right?
Yeah.
Alright. So now that we've gone over all the elementals, and so you've done like
We definitely have not gone over all
well, I mean, like, we've gone over red, blue, and green, which is like the majority, 90% of the elementals.
There's 3 nice ones coming up though.
Yeah, I know, but still.
But the rate on this card is just really good.
Very, very good.
It's just a 2 mana 2/2 that has the ability to get really big in the elemental deck, and it makes all your elementals a lot scarier.
Yeah, so I changed it a little bit. I'm going to push it up to a 3.5.
Alright, I also have it at 3.5.
Yeah. Then we have Knight Vanguard. I didn't like this guy very much. I'm just going to say that.
Like cards like this usually that are just kind of snowbally, and if they're not snowballing, they're not really doing much.
It's like a card that's like tempting you to just go red-white aggro, but at the same time, it's like not really a thing to do.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the red-white deck is trying to do besides being aggro in this format.
Yeah,
but like,
it's like
this card would be quite good if you get to attack twice. If you get to attack with it, like, it's good. Makes me want to play combat tricks to either get it through or to use the tokens to trade with stuff, because they're like always going to block that token.
Yeah,
they're like never going to not block that token, so that lets you leverage the combat tricks better, and it makes like cheap removal even better. you play this on turn 2 on the play, and your opponent has a slow draw, they might just be dead.
Potentially, yeah. But like you have to get your mana sources
But I
like
couldn't
all together and
I
good.
couldn't go all the way up to a 3.5 as I did with a lot of these uncommon gold cards, so I went with a 3.
I put 2.5 just because like it's only 1 power, dude. Like
Yeah.
it needs to get buffed up, but like
But it
I can
attacks with
see it
2
in like
power,
a Jeskai
and some
flying.
of that power can stick around sometimes.
Yeah, but like I don't know. It's just like you just put up like a 1/3, 1/4, whatever, and it just gets blocked the entire time.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
it's a 3.
3
3 for Sky Vanguard.
Iron Root Warlord.
I hope I'm wrong, because I don't like cards like that.
No, I don't think red
I
white's
don't
a
like
thing.
playing against those
I think you're
kind of
playing
cards.
Jeskai if you're playing red white.
Yep.
Iron
Iron
Root
Root
Warlord.
Warlord.
I put him as a 3, but
A 3?
yeah,
But
but
all the sweet things that we've done with him so far.
yeah.
I had
which-
my doubts about this card, and then we played with it, and it was kind of insane.
Yeah, so I can
slightly
understand that
insane.
like he
He does exactly
he
what
can
you
be
want to
really
be
good.
doing in green white, and he can get huge. And
The
he's like,
toughness does help a lot.
and he's a pretty good, like, he's a pretty good mana sink too. Like making a 1/1 is no joke, even for 5 mana. I put him as 3.5, but
I can bump him up.
you should pick him at a 3 because he's a gold card. Unless you're already in that.
Pick him as
Unless
a
you're already
3.5.
in those colors, then pick it at 3.5.
Pick him as a 3.5.
Okay, well.
Pick him as a 3.5. Green white's
Alright.
so good.
I guess I talked you up.
Green white's so good.
It works.
Hey, it's an elemental.
Yay, it's like one of the sweetest elementals.
Broken ones.
Yeah. I like this card.
This card's really good. I put it as 3.5.
I also gave it a 3.5 because it's Coiling Oracle. That turns all your elementals into Coiling Oracles. And there's some uncommon like elementals that are actually secretly extra elementals that makes this card insane. Like Scampering Scorcher after this is nuts. Uncommon Chandra after this is nuts.
Seems good. Kalia!
Really good in the elemental deck.
Soulseeker!
Kalia she has really good rate.
She has a very good rate, but
she's
she's
very hard to
triple
cast.
color.
She's very, very hard to cast on turn 3. But you don't need to cast her on turn 3 for her to be good. She has the ability to potentially put 3 cards in your hand, although I don't think really. How many demons are in this set?
Very few.
Is it just Villis? There's another demon?
I think there's one more. In any case,
Demons are the really restrictive one. Like, there's a few dragons.
Yeah.
There's a pretty good amount of angels.
just 2 dragons.
Oh, the embodiment. Yeah, there's 2 demons, but they're both rares.
Which means that you're
The demons
basically
all
never
rares.
good.
So you're not usually going to get demons with it. Most likely you get angels because there's way more angels than any of the other card types.
Yeah, and
Is
then
there only 2? Is there
there's
only 2 dragons?
2 dragons.
So there's 2 demons. At least one of the dragons is uncommon. And
And
the other
then
one is an
the other
insane
one's
bomb rare.
Rare.
Yeah.
So no, there's 3 because you get the one that discards your hand, draw 7.
Oh, Dragon Mage?
Yeah,
I guess I
but
play
you're
that
not-
in my Kalia deck.
No, you're not.
I'm probably not playing it in any other deck, but I might play it in a Kalia deck.
Refuse to see you play that. I put her as a
Alright.
1.5. Her stats are amazingly great, but her ability is very lackluster. And if you're going to be playing her, it's going to be like turn 5, turn 6.
I think her power level is really high. She's hard to cast, and I don't know. She's almost like she's definitely a build around.
Yeah.
She's a
but she's
build
not even
around.
like in the colors to be able to fix your mana either. So you have to have like a Scuttlemutt
or
like
No,
Terramorphic
the
Expanse
lands.
or the
any
lands.
of the
Yeah.
mana fixing lands. I don't
But
know.
still, it's just like
I think I could see her being worth building around. If you get like 1 angel, demon, or dragon off of it, it's gonna be great. And if you get more than that, it's gonna be insane. But the hardest thing about this card, I think, is casting it.
But as Mayor's Value Town, I'm gonna have to deem it a 1.5.
I'm gonna say build around 3.5.
Damn.
Like, if you can cast it and you have the demons and dragons and angels, or most likely just angels and dragons, it's gonna be really good.
So this is like a huge discrepancy. So
I don't think it's always gonna be. I don't know. You would definitely have to build around it, but I think you can. If you build around it, it's gonna be a 3.5. But building around it means taking demons and angels and dragons a little bit higher. And also,
hopefully,
Mardu mana fixing.
Well, yeah, but then you're also taking the huge chance there. Like, you could just like end up having this like very mediocre deck.
Could be.
I don't know.
I'm gonna try it first.
So the average is 2.5.
If you know, I ever opened this card in my life, which is hard to do because it's a mythic.
Yeah, right.
I'm not good at opening mythics, especially good ones.
Like Omnath.
Omnath. Oh, that's an elemental.
Now that is a sexy beast.
Oh, so
4
good.
mana for Temur 1. He's a 3/3 that when he enters the battlefield deals damage to any target equal to the number of elementals you control. Awesome.
Which is at least one.
Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put +1/+1 counter on target elemental creature you control. If you control 8 or more lands, draw a card.
Oh yeah.
That means in addition to.
You go Omnath.
Oh man,
So
Omnath is
good.
amazing. I put him at 4, but I can see him go up to 4 or 5.
I put him at a 4, but he's definitely like your best card in an elemental deck, probably.
Yeah, he's very splashable too. In case you're in like one of the
But
color
even
sets.
if you don't have a lot of elementals, he's still pretty good. He does 1 damage, which is kind of negligible, but then he starts putting counters on himself.
Yeah, and then you also draw cards
And if you're
eventually.
flooded, you start drawing cards. Yeah. You obviously want to play him with more elementals, but even if you don't have those elementals, he's still pretty good.
So yeah, 4 to 4.5, I think.
4 for Omnath.
4.
Alright.
This guy I also didn't like. The legendary ability isn't for limited; it's for commander. And Junk. What is it? Abzan?
Basically has no abilities.
Yeah, 1.5. A 3/4 for 3 is good. Even though you're not going to play him on turn 3 all that often.
Say 1.5. If you can cast him, if you're Abzan already, I guess you put in your deck, but he's kind of a vanilla 3/4 for 3.
He also looks ugly, so
Yeah, sure.
stay clear.
He's ugly.
Kaikar, Wind's Fury. This card's awesome. This card is amazing. I rated it pretty low, but I should rate it higher. I think I'm gonna put it at
4.
3.
Maybe it's 3.5.
3.5. That's a good agreement.
Yeah, we'll give
It
3.5.
can be really good, especially in the Flyers deck, but you have to like become a little bit more non-creature heavy.
I think it's more of a spells card than a
Yeah,
fighting card.
which means that like you can have like Flyers to help support it, just because of like the theme that you can get naturally with blue and white.
Mm-hmm.
But like
He
the
does
sacrifice
powerful
of spirit almost never comes up. But it's nice to have some utility out of the spirit creatures once you make them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of cool.
It looks like a super fun card too.
It's also
You can kind of go off with this card.
yeah. So the cool thing about this one, I know we're not supposed to go into constructed too much, but if you have a lot of like the red cards that draw a card and give your creatures like trample or first strike,
Yeah.
then you just go infinite, and then you just like keep drawing cards off the top of your deck, and then if you have like Steamkin as well, then you're just like yay combo.
It's true.
But in limited, this guy's just he gets incremental advantage over the. I think there's enough non-creature cards that are good enough in these 3 colors for you.
3.5 for Kaikar.
3/5.
Oh yeah.
Yorick,
The valued.
the hated by Brandon.
I want him on my battlefield. I'm scared when he's on the opponent's battlefield. The upside on this card is insane.
Yeah,
Especially with a lot of other elementals. Like, awkwardly, he makes you want to splash black in your elemental deck, but it's probably worth it. Like, the things this card does is insane.
you could have enough mana fixers to make it work, I think.
I think this card's like a 4.
I put it as 3.5, but the Death Touch Lifelink as a 3/5, in addition to the Panharmonicon effect, I can definitely push it up to 4.
If this happened to... If what happened to me happened to you, you'd think it was a 4. Oh my god.
But
Put Yorick into Meteor Golem and I just want to die.
wanted to die.
It was brutal. The card's very, very powerful.
And then we got a colorless card moving into the other colorless.
Our first colorless card.
So moving away from
But
it.
Magic Arena thinks it's a multicolored card. It's ability that
Of
isn't
reasons.
not really a thing in limited.
So it's a 5-mana 3/5. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a land card, any land card. Put that on the battlefield tap, shuffle your library. Then you could do
That's right.
2 and Wooburg, which is one of each color. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn without paying their mana cost. You may play them, which means that you can also play a land. Only one.
Yeah.
But this card is potentially really, really good.
I think this card is just good on rate, even if you ignore its last ability, which you probably should.
Yeah, because you always play Solemn Simulacrum, right? Almost always.
Oh yeah.
It's just a fine card to play.
This is just a bigger Solemn that doesn't draw you a card, but gets you
Exactly.
any land. And there's some pretty cool lands that you can get with it. Like I've seen, you can get a temple with it. And then it's
Temple.
like a 3/5 ramp and scry one, which is pretty good. Quite good.
It's very good.
Alright, so I think Golos gets a 3, and I think you play it in like basically every deck except for your like really aggressive one. Actually, I'm gonna stick with mine. I'm gonna go 3.5 because I think every deck but an aggressive deck should be playing it because it's that good. Because it's colorless.
Why not?
It's like the Ugin argument. It's almost like Ugin. Not as powerful as Ugin, but you always play it.
What did I do?
Unless you're like super aggro.
What did I say?
I don't know what you said. It's right there.
2.5?
2.5? You're a hater.
3.5? I'll put him up to a 3. But that also means that we keep it at 3.5.
But do you agree that like you just play it in all your decks except for like really aggro decks? It's like kind of just a good pick for any deck.
Yeah,
Like a good early pick.
It might be awkward in like the Flyers deck.
Because it's colorless, like you're gonna first pick this card a lot.
I think if you don't have any utility lands, it's almost useless in a 2-color deck. Almost useless. But I think if you have like some kind of utility lands, or if you're playing 3 colors, then you definitely put it in. It's like a must include.
Yeah.
Alright. I don't know. When I play it, I'm gonna try to find somehow a way to get 5 colors to be able to activate its ability.
I've had sealed decks that can technically get there, but not without Prismite.